Maharana Pratap is one of the most popular figures in India, and he is also one of the most revered warriors of India. And though the story of Maharana Pratap is well known throughout India, but still today, very few people know that the great warrior had an iron will not only against external enemies, but also when it came to self-control. The great king was also a practitioner of semen retention, and he never ejaculated during his lifetime. So let us delve deeper into the life of the great king Maharana Pratap and how he built such a strong willpower. According to historical accounts, Maharana Pratap's father, Uday Singh II, died under mysterious circumstances. And soon after this, Pratap had to flee with his mother, his sister, and a few other courtiers on the advice of his uncle. They fled to a remote village called Kushalgarh, where they had to live in disguise. In order to hide their identity, Rana Pratap and his mother would smear black soot on their bodies so they can blend in with the local tribes. This went on for about 2 years, and during this time, young Pratap had to endure severe cold, hunger, and thirst. He slept hungry most of the times and often had to go without clothes. However, despite all the hardships and adversities they faced, Rani Padmavati remained steadfast and did not reveal their true identity to anyone. At the age of 17, Rana Pratap left his home to go to a pilgrimage to the holy city of Varanasi. On his way, he stayed at the house of a sage named Govind Swami. Little did he know that this visit would change his life forever. Govind Swami was deeply impressed by the courage and determination of the young prince, and therefore, he offered to become the royal priest and mentor of Pratap. He accompanied the young prince back to Kushalgarh and began to train him in warfare, strategy, religion, and spirituality. Under his guidance, Pratap became a skilled warrior and strategist. At the same time, he also learned about self-control and celibacy. After receiving proper training, at the age of 25, Pratap revealed his identity and reclaimed his kingdom. But despite becoming the king, Pratap never forgot the lessons he learned from his mother and his priest. One day, one of Pratap's counselors approached him and said, "My king, you are a brave warrior. But what use is your bravery if you cannot produce an heir to carry on your bloodline? It's time for you to get married and have children." Hearing this, Pratap realized the importance of having an heir, but he couldn't marry just anyone. His counselor continued, "There is a beautiful princess in the neighboring kingdom who has just been widowed. She is the daughter of our ally. If you marry her, we could strengthen our bond with that kingdom." Pratap agreed, and the wedding was soon arranged. On the night before his wedding, Pratap went to see Govind Swami to seek his blessings. But little did he know that this visit would be the last. Govind Swami had fallen ill and barely had a few hours to live. Seeing his guru in such a state, Pratap felt devastated and asked, "What can I do for you?" Govind Swami replied, "You have to make a promise to me." Pratap asked, "What kind of promise?" Govind Swami said, "You must practice brahmacharya ashram for the rest of your life. You must not have any sexual relations or ejaculate even once." Pratap was taken aback by the request, but he didn't want to disappoint his guru, so he promised to fulfill his wish. The next morning, Pratap married the princess and had a son and a daughter. But despite being a happily married man, he never broke his celibacy. Once his counselors approached him again and said, "My king, the kingdom needs an heir. You must at least have some sexual relations for the sake of the kingdom." Pratap replied, "I am sorry, but I had given my word to my guru that I will never ejaculate, and I will not go back on my word." Counselors were shocked by his reply, but they couldn't convince him otherwise. Years passed, and both the son and the daughter grew up. The son was named Amar Singh, and he was trained in warfare and strategy just like his father. One day, Amar Singh asked his father, "Why did you never have any sexual relations?" "Father, you could have at least produced an heir and then devote yourself to your kingdom and your people." Pratap replied, "This is the path I chose long ago. I had made a promise to myself, to my guru, and to my ancestors that I will not ejaculate, and I kept my promise. Do you think it's a bad thing? I may not have any sexual desires, but I have a strong urge to protect my kingdom and my people. And this urge has made me a better ruler and a better father." Amar Singh was shocked by his father's reply, but he couldn't argue with him. Pratap continued, "When a man practices celibacy, he develops a strong willpower. He becomes more focused and determined, and this makes him a better warrior, a better strategist, and a better ruler." Now, if you think that's all there is to it, then you're wrong. There's a lot more to Maharana Pratap and his iron will. So keep watching. Note 3. Semen retention. Now, you might be wondering why we're talking about semen retention in a video about willpower. Well, because semen retention is the ultimate test of willpower. And those who practice it develop an iron will that can be used to accomplish anything. In fact, many great men throughout history have practiced semen retention, and they've exused their iron will to accomplish great things. For example, Genghis Khan, the founder of the Mongol Empire, is said to have practiced semen retention in order to build his willpower and focus on his goals. He is credited with uniting the nomadic tribes of Mongolia and building the largest contiguous land empire in history. Another famous ruler who practiced semen retention was Ashoka the Great, the third ruler of the Mauryan Empire in ancient India. After conquering much of the Indian subcontinent, he embraced Buddhism and spent the rest of his life promoting peace, non-violence, and social welfare. He is remembered as one of the greatest emperors in Indian history, and his edicts are still studied for their wisdom and insight. But why do these great men practice semen retention? Well, because they knew that semen retention is not just about abstaining from ejaculation. It's about developing an iron will that can be used to accomplish anything. When you practice semen retention, you're constantly strengthening your willpower. You're learning how to control your impulses and desires and focus on your goals. And this is a valuable skill that can be used in all areas of your life. For example, when you're trying to achieve a difficult goal, like starting a business or getting in shape, you need to be able to stay focused and motivated despite the obstacles and setbacks you face. Semen retention helps you develop this focus and motivation by forcing you to confront your impulses and desires head-on. When you choose to abstain from ejaculation, you're saying no to your primal urges and yes to your long-term goals. And this sends a powerful message to your brain and body that you are in control, not the other way around. Another benefit of semen retention is that it helps you develop self-discipline. Self-discipline is essential for success in any endeavor. It allows you to delay gratification and focus on the tasks that will help you achieve your goals. Semen retention is a great way to build self because it requires you to resist temptation and stay focused on your goals despite the constant pull of your primal urges. And finally, semen retention can also help you develop mental clarity and emotional stability. Mental clarity is important for making good decisions and solving problems effectively. Emotional stability is important for maintaining a positive attitude and staying calm under pressure. Both mental clarity and emotional stability are necessary for success in any field. Semen retention can help you develop these qualities by forcing you to confront your negative thoughts and emotions head-on. When you choose to abstain from ejaculation, you're re-choosing to focus on the positive and work through your negative thoughts and feelings instead of letting them control you. In conclusion, semen retention is not just about abstaining from ejaculation. It's about developing an iron will that can be used to accomplish anything. Those who practice semen retention develop a strong willpower, self-discipline, mental clarity, and emotional stability. These are the qualities that allow us to stay focused on our goals despite the obstacles and setbacks we face. So if you want to develop an iron will that can be used to accomplish anything, then consider practicing semen retention. Give it a try and see the difference it makes in your life.